Fantasy Footballers Sunday Live.
Hey, everybody. Oh, so good to see you. Real happy to be here. What's up, everybody? Mike, the Fantasy Hitman, Wright, from the Fantasy Footballers podcast, coming to you for Sunday Live, where we take a look at all the deep, dark crannies of the NFL this weekend. And let me tell you, the night is dark and full of terrors this weekend. I don't think any of us have ever experienced anything quite like this. From injuries to COVID madness, it is just holy crap. So we're going to do our best here on Sunday Live to decipher those big questions that people are having, get to some start, sit questions. We're going to take a look at who's trending on thefantasyfootballers.com. Oh, but let's prepare our bodies as we get into the news.
The big picture.
All right. So since the Megalodon, things kind of went sideways in a lot of ways. Let's start at the top here. The Ravens and the Steelers. This is the biggest mover and shaker of the weekend. Number one, that game was moved from Thursday. If you were watching Thursday night television saying, well, where are the Ravens and the Steelers? Their game had been moved to TuesdayNightFootball.com. Now, is that game actually going to happen? I don't know. I will say there is definitely a percentage chance that this game has to get postponed even further because they are putting people on the COVID IR list very rapidly in Baltimore. That includes superstar quarterback Lamar Jackson. The news really started with J.K. Dobbins and Mark Ingram. Those were the first big dominoes to fall, and that was early on in the week. And it was, okay, hopefully the protocols are being followed in Baltimore. Hopefully things are being taken care of the right way. Unfortunately, we had a bit of a mini breakout there as there are at least 10-plus Ravens players on the COVID IR reserve list. I know that there's about 10 staffers on that list as well. And Mark Andrews, their tight end, he tested positive today. The only way that the NFL is going to stop this, the NFL is they are a snowball rolling down the hill trying to say, go ahead, try and stop us. But if there is still active spreading, I believe that will be where they call it, and they'll have to figure out what do we do with this game, this Ravens-Steelers game. Is there a forfeiture on the Ravens side? Do we move it to a Week 18? Lots of use cases that could happen. But for fantasy, right here in Week 12, this is what I will say. Hopefully you put in place protocols in your league where you are able to have a player like Chase Claypool. You have Chase Claypool in as your wide receiver, and you nominate to your league saying, I would have played player X, wide receiver X, had I known that this game was going to be postponed. You won't know because it's supposed to be on Tuesday. I mean, maybe we get news here in the next 30 minutes or so, but I think that you're going to be heading into a situation over the weekend where you just simply don't know if that game is going to happen. So let's say you don't have that luxury. You do not have the ability to mark a player as, you know, the contingency deal, so to speak. Man, my gut tells me that the game is going to happen. I think the NFL is going to force it to happen. But if you have anything resembling a decent side option, I would probably go with that player. Now, the guys on the Ravens side, I guess you can still play Gus Edwards, who is the last remaining, Justice Hill is there, I get it. But Gus Edwards is the starter for the Baltimore Ravens. I guess you can play him. But everybody else on the Ravens, most of them are on the COVID IR list, but you're not playing you weren't going to play Hollywood Brown with Lamar Jackson there. You're certainly not going to play him with Robert Griffin III as the quarterback. I don't even know who's the remaining tight end on this team because Nick Boyle got put on the IR. I can't think of who is there. But anyway, the point is You're not playing them. You aren't playing anyone on this Ravens side of the ball. The Steelers are juicy, man. Like, I would love to play Big Ben against this depleted secondary. I would love to play Deontay and Chase Claypool. Juju, maybe. You don't know what's going on with his ankle. We assume that he's going to play, but he's at least a bit banged up. All right, so I think that's a thorough covering of that situation, is at least as thorough as I can possibly give right now. Again, contingency plans, or I'm really strongly considering pivoting away from my Steelers if I can. All right, there's a lot of big news going on here. Like, San Francisco has to find a place to play football in the next couple of weeks, so that's pretty cool. And the other bigger news, the Denver Broncos are playing today without any of their starting quarterbacks, without their backup, without their third-string backup. In fact, Kendall Hinton, is that his name? I didn't write it down. Let me I got to verify that. We got Brooks verify that for me. I'm pretty sure I got his name right. And anyways, so he is a practice squad player. He is a practice squad wide receiver. Here we go again, because he is marked as a wide receiver, at least in a handful of the platforms. I know that our listener league, we are playing on Sleeper, and I got to see if I got him, because I was going to pick him up, and we will definitely see what happened. Let's see here. Oh, I did not get him. He went for 10. Dang it. All right, Kendall Hinton. Yeah, so if you are desperate, if you look, and there's a lot of desperate things going on in these times, Kendall Hinton could be played in your wide receiver spot. Maybe you get quarterback points. He was a 3-year starter for Wake Forest. He is a mobile quarterback. It's going to be really tough in the streets for Kendall Hinton. Brooks, did you know this? So right now, the over-under for the Saints and the Broncos game has dropped to 36 points. And the New Orleans Saints are favored by 15.5 points. That gives the Broncos an implied team total of just over 10 points.
Oh, I wish I had the Saints defense.
You know who's got him?
Mike Wright.
How you doing, everybody? How you doing? Yeah, so that's wild. So Broncos, no. If you want to take that desperation flex because you're in a deep league, or not even flex, but throw Kendall Hinton on your wide receiver spot, I'm okay with it. It's nuts, but sometimes in fantasy football you need to get nuts. Otherwise, I'm not playing any Broncos. Like, no. I mean, I guess Melvin Gordon and Phillip Lindsay could theoretically start taking Wildcat snaps. I don't know, man. It's rough. All right. This is the craziest Sunday Live of all time, because we haven't even gotten into the ins and the outs. All right, at the quarterback position, Kyler is in. Teddy Bridgewater is in. He's going to play against Minnesota. He's a fine play. Tua is out for the Miami Dolphins. He is dealing with a thumb problem. That means the beard is back. Ryan Fitzpatrick will be starting. Ryan Fitzpatrick is right back in play. I think I have him as a fringe quarterback 1 in my rankings currently, and it really elevates guys like Devontae Parker. Like, Devontae Parker goes from a fine play. I think he was even like Jason's start of the week, of his confidence in him. Then you add in that it's Fitzpatrick. Devontae Parker is back in a big way, at least for this week. We know that Sam Darnold will be starting for the Jets. And over on the Bears side, it's going to be Mitchell Trubisky versus the Green Bay Packers. All right, running backs. This also got crazy over the weekend. Christian McCaffrey is out. Chris Carson, he's back. Monday Night Football, you can fire him up. Todd Gurley showed up on the injury report here. I think it was on Friday maybe, and then that escalated rapidly into Todd Gurley being out. Brian Hill will theoretically receive the bulk of the work instead of Todd Gurley. Brian Hill is in play as a running back too. He's got some juice, and he'll just see a lot of volume. James Conner, he is out. He was put on the reserve COVID list for Pittsburgh, so expect James Conner to miss multiple weeks. You might want to look and see if Benny Snell is on your waiver wire. It's possible that he is not. But Anthony McFarland, the rookie running back, should also be picked up just in case. Jonathan Taylor, my start of the week. He's out because he is also on the COVID IR list. Jordan Wilkins is at least in play a little bit as a floor volume type of guy. Nyheim Hines should see a pretty solid bump up. I mean, the team is better when Jonathan Taylor is playing, but Nyheim Hines at least is there. Great news from the Chargers. Austin Eckler, running back superstar, is back. Not only is he back, Kalen Ballage is going to miss this week with an injury. I am playing Austin Eckler with full confidence in the leagues that I have him. Thank you, Brooks. I don't know that they can afford to ease him back in. That's always the concern when these players are coming back from their injury. Will they, get 60% of their work, 70%? I don't think they have a choice here in Los Angeles. You have Joshua Kelly is still around. We know who Joshua Kelly is at this point. Ballage is out. Jermaine Pope is still around, but I don't know. The way I'm projecting it is that Austin Eckler is going to see the bulk of his work. Giovanni Bernard, this was a crazy turn of events. He showed up on the concussion protocol, missing practice, and was able to clear the concussion protocol, so he will be playing. He is not a preferred play with Brandon Allen as his quarterback, but you can flex him. You can flex him. Raheem Mostert, he's been activated. He's listed officially as questionable. He's an afternoon game. I think we're pretty sure that he is going to play. The matchup sucks, but Mostert has been great when we have seen him on the field. Over on the Dolphins side of the ball, oh man, I'm out of breath just going through the ins and outs, Brooks, and I'm not even through all the positions. This is out of control. This is out of hand, and I demand that this is stopped immediately. Over on the Dolphins side of the ball, Myles Gaskin, was not activated from IR. He is still out. Salvin Ahmed, the guy who replaced Myles Gaskin, he is out. Now you have Jordan Howard is gone. Matt Breida, Patrick Laird. I would be playing Matt Breida as like a running back 2 flex type of play. He's taking on the Jets. He's got Ryan Fitzmagic behind center. I think the Dolphins are going to put up some points, and the way that they have handled the running back position, Matt Breida might be a full-on workhorse today. But that's all projecting, but I don't mind it. I don't mind that play. Julio Jones is out. Adam Thielen is out. He had a bit of a wacky week where he tested positive, negative, but he will be missing this week on the COVID list. DJ Chark is out. John Brown is out for the Buffalo Bills. He was placed on the IR list. Cole Beasley is going to have a great week. Cole Beasley should be picked up if you have an empty spot on your bench and Cole Beasley is there, you should go grab him right away because John Brown will be missing at least 3 games. Deebo Samuel is back for the San Francisco 49ers. I think that you can play him with some confidence. Jerry Jeudy expected to play for the Denver Broncos. He should not be expected to play in your fantasy lineups. That would be a bad decision. Larry Legend for the Arizona Cardinals. He is out. He's on the COVID list as well. Sammy Watkins, the Lizard King, is back. Okay, over at the tight end position, let's see. Zach Ertz, there was rumors that he would be trending to play. He is not going to make it back this week. Mark Andrews, like I said, he is out. Jordan Reed is considered questionable, but I think that he is he's going to play, and you're playing him with confidence. Tyler Higbee is a game-time decision. So, and a bigger one, I should just say, is Irv Smith Jr. for the Minnesota Vikings. He is out. Adam Thielen is out. Who's back, baby? It's just in time for – where's my jingle bells at? I need my December jingle bells. I guess it's not technically December yet, but it's Christmas time. Even for the Bah Humbug Grinches, it's after Thanksgiving. That means we can officially be in the Christmas season. Brooks, are you in Christmas season yet?
Not quite.
How are you not in Christmas season yet? What are you waiting for?
I forgot my Christmas hat at home.
Oh, but like in your heart.
Yeah.
Okay. So even Scrooge McScrooge back there, Brooks holding it down, is
That's
in
me.
Christmas mode. my point, I got off on a tangent there. Kyle Rudolph, the red zone reindeer. He's in play at the tight end position this week. Holy crap. All right. Now we're going to get into who is trending on the fantasyfootballers.com. Look, we're doing our best to answer your start-sit questions here. I mean, today was really more just we got to talk about the news. We got to tackle how we're handling things. But the fantasyfootballers.com, it has our rankings. It has our start-sit tool. You can compare two players based off of a lot of variables, and we will let you know who we would be playing. And if you are a kind and generous supporter on jointhefoot.com, that will unlock four players in the start-sit tool. Brooks, are you ready?
He's so hot right now.
All right, Brooks, who is trending on the fantasyfootballers.com start-sit decisions?
The hottest player on there is clearly Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Oh, it's got to be. It's got to be. All right, who are we curious who we should start Ryan Fitzpatrick over?
You want Fitzmagic or Taysom Hill at Denver?
Oh, okay. That is a very interesting question. All right, so Ryan Fitzpatrick will be taking on the Jets. I don't know if you've been paying attention to football, but playing against the Jets is a plus matchup for everybody. And I like Ryan Fitzpatrick right now sitting at about my quarterback 13. Taysom Hill taking on the Denver Broncos is my QB 10 at the moment. So I would slightly play Taysom Hill. Both of these have game script problems. Like Taysom Hill and the Saints could get up on the Broncos by the Saints could be up 3 scores at halftime and then decide we're putting Jameis Winston in the second half because we don't need to see any more. We don't want Taysom Hill to get hurt. Like, that's in the range of outcomes. Ryan Fitzpatrick will be playing the whole game because Tua is not active. Like, he's not just playing. He's not just on the bench. He is not active. But the Jets. The Jets could at least compete more than the Denver Broncos. So I think that Taysom Hill brings you that safer floor because of the rushing touchdowns. But Ryan Fitzpatrick is a better ceiling play. So I will leave it at that. Who else, Brooks?
Okay, Ryan Fitzpatrick, or are you?
Send in the car. Send in the car.
Oh, baby. All right. That's a good one. Derek Carr against the Atlanta Falcons. Unfortunately, Julio Jones is out. Rulio 11 is in play. That means that if you're new to the show, if Julio Jones is out, Matt Ryan is out for my fantasy lineup. I don't care. I'm playing Calvin Ridley as a top 10 option, but Matt Ryan just doesn't get it done if Julio Jones isn't on the field. So Matt Ryan is out. I know this is not a Matt Ryan question, but I'm just throwing out there. I would play Ryan Fitzpatrick ahead of Matt Ryan. I would also play Derek Carr ahead of Matt Ryan. The matchup is still juicy for Derek Carr. He's got Nelson Aguilar, big play receiver. The Atlanta Falcons are allowing big play receivers to get it done. So I do have Derek Carr ranked a couple of spots ahead of Ryan Fitzpatrick, and that's the way that's how I would do it. I have Derek Carr as a top 10 play this week.
All right, the other big name, Brian Hill. Got Brian Hill or Gio versus the Giants.
Okay, yeah, that Brian Hill. That's a good place to go. So right now, I need to bump Brian Hill up a little bit in my ranking. So right now he's sitting just inside of my top 24, and I would play Brian Hill against the Las Vegas Raiders. I would play him over Ronald Jones. I am playing him over Zach Moss, and I am, in fact, playing Brian Hill over Giovanni Bernard. Gio is currently sitting outside of my top he's outside of my top 24. The question becomes, does Brandon Allen give Giovanni Bernard enough targets? Because the Bengals aren't going to score a lot of points. You know, we were talking about how fun it is that the Broncos are at 10.3 implied team total. 10.3 points as an implied team total. There, whatever, we got there. The Cincinnati Bengals are at 19 in a 44-point over-under. So it's not like that's a whole lot better. I don't expect much out of the Bengals offense with Brandon Allen as their starting quarterback. That offensive line is a disaster. He's going to get hit a lot. So, personally, I would go with Brian Hill over Giovanni Bernard.
Would you go with both those guys over Jordan Wilkins?
Oh, man, that's a really, really good question. The Tennessee Titans, it's a fine matchup. I think this should be a pretty good game. The Titans versus the Colts. I would take the Colts winning. And because I would take the Colts winning, then it's I think that Jordan Wilkins is in play. I would play Brian Hill over Jordan Wilkins, and I would play Jordan Wilkins over Giovanni Bernard. So kind of a little rearrange, a little Jenga action. Before I throw back to Brooks, you're holding it down back there, man. You're doing fantastic today.
Wow, thank you,
good.
Mike.
Looking good, smelling good.
Jeez.
Letting the people know who we should start sit. Want to thank today's sponsor, Pristine Auction, the best sports memorabilia site of all time, pristineauction.com. Use the code BALLERS when you sign up for a completely free account. If you've never been there, it's free, man. You make an account for free. In fact, no, it is $10 free to sign up for an account, because if you use the code BALLERS, you're going to save $10 off of your first auction victory. You're going to get things for prices that you can't believe. So go check it out, pristineauction.com. Your friends, your family, they deserve a good gift. So get them a signed jersey. All right, Brooks, what's next?
This is what's next.
All right.
Stardom, set 'em.
I don't know who gave Brooks control of the graphics and the drops back there, but nicely done, Brooks. All right, we got a couple more minutes to get into start, sit, and then I got to get back into the laboratory and tinker away at these rankings. Oh, man, we will all be tilting our faces off today, just tilting them off. I will have no face by the end of today. All right, Ryan wants to know Clyde Edwards-Helaire or Nelson Aguilar in a full-point PPR. I'm going to go Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I know the matchup is not what you really want against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but and Aguilar is a fine play, but CEH he's been getting the workload. He finally came through with a multi-touchdown game. I think that Clyde is a safer play here. Next question comes in from Devin, who says Ryan Fitzpatrick or Phillip Rivers. There we go. I'm going with Ryan Fitzpatrick. Come on, I'm not playing Phillip Rivers over the bearded one. Us beard bros. We got to stick together. On top of that, go look at Fitzpatrick's game log. The dude he sucked week 1. I get it. But every other game, he is getting it done in a big way. So I'm going with Ryan Fitzpatrick. Patrick said, okay, this is a tough one. Need one. Robert Woods, okay? I mean, he's a weekly start coming off the monster game. Or Austin Eckler. I'm going to play Robert Woods here. I said I'm playing Austin Eckler with full confidence at the running back position, but I'm going to play Robert Woods here. They're playing the San Francisco 49ers from San Francisco. I mean, Robert Woods is a locked-in guy who has a ceiling this year, which is nice to see from Robert Woods. So because you have that luxury, I am going to sit Austin Eckler down and go from there. The next question is from Mr. Sonic Hamilton, Devontae Parker or Chase Claypool. Okay, this is a very tough question because Chase Claypool is a weekly starter. He's a wide receiver too. I don't care about the match with Baltimore with half the team on the COVID IR, and they will not be playing. The problem here is this game happening? And do you have the contingency plan where you could say, I'm going to play Claypool, but if that doesn't work, then give me Devontae Parker's points. If you cannot do that, I think, you know what? I think even regardless of that, I would go Devontae Parker. The Ryan Fitzpatrick bump is real. Oh shoot, his name is escaping. Who's the other Dolphins wide receiver, Brooks? The undrafted kid who just went on the IR.
Preston Williams?
Yeah, Preston Williams. Jason's favorite guy, Preston Williams. He's out. I mean, he's hurt, and that is exactly the timeline where Devontae Parker went nuclear last year. Got some good matchups. Ryan Fitzpatrick, Devontae Parker, magic things started to happen. So I would play Devontae Parker over Chase Claypool this week. Next question comes in from Seth wants to know Jonnu Smith or Jordan Reed in a PPR. The PPR pushes me over the hump here for Jordan Reed. Jonnu is a fine play at the tight end position, but PPR, I'm definitely going to go with Jordan Reed in that situation. Next question. Joshua says, Curtis Samuel or Robbie Anderson. Dude, what? I don't know that one. That question's impossible. The Carolina Panthers, I mean, it's probably Curtis Samuel. I know 2 weeks ago he had the dud, but so with that dud 2 weeks ago, I'm trying to remember just off the top of my head. I think he's had like 5 massive games. Brooks is shaking his head in approval. So Robbie Anderson, yeah, he's getting the targets, but Curtis Samuel, one dud sandwiched in between a whole bunch of great games. I would stay in those flames, man. I would stick with Curtis Samuel, and the matchup is great for both of them because they're both playing the same defense. Matthew Austin wants to know Jordan Reed or Hunter Henry. You got to stay in the fire of Hunter Henry here. He is a Viking warrior, and he is burning bright these days because he has the herbivore Justin Herbert, who is a rookie sensation. I like Jordan Reed. I like that you have both of them on your squad, so you can get a chance to see how integrated is Jordan Reed into this offense. But in the meantime, I would just stick it out with Hunter Henry. All right, last question. I apologize that the start-sit part of the show was shorter, but, you know, COVID. So the final question, and then we will get out of here. We're going to go with Earth Human, says Matt Breida or Corey Davis. I kind of stood up and caped a little bit for Corey Davis during the Megalodon episode because I think that he is being disrespected. Corey Davis is a fine wide receiver 3 play who has upside each and every week. I would take the shot here, though, that Matt Breida will get the usage of the gas man. He will get the usage of Ahmed, and that they're going to go with him. And he'll be a running back against the Jets with the better quarterback for fantasy purposes and real-life scoring purposes back there against the New York Jets. I'm going to go with Matt Breida. So that is going to do it, ladies and gentlemen, for Sunday Live. Like I said about the website, thefantasyfootballers.com, our start-sit tool is there. Our rankings are there. I will be heading back into the laboratory. I will be updating my rankings, making sure that everything is good to go. Whew. We made it, Brooks. We made it. I wasn't sure how we were going to do for this particular Sunday Live. So please, ladies and gentlemen, be kind to each other. Stay safe out there. We need to take care of each other. Things are wild and out. Let's take care of each other and mask up. I will see you tomorrow. I wish you the best of luck. Really, I do. It's going to be wild this week. Man, that Broncos game. I can't wait to watch that thing. I can't wait to watch it. So until I see you tomorrow, remember, keep it beautiful.